Hey everybody, it's Rob from Riddle Me That and my baby Jude. It's been about 9 months since I converted over to the ES2 to an ES4, and I want to give you my thoughts on that in terms of is it worth it or not to do. So the first thing I'll say is the upgraded battery pack doesn't only extend your range, it definitely extends your max speed. I'd say it also increases the amount of power you have to get up hills, which in Pennsylvania is a must-have because we have rolling hills here all over the place. And before I upgraded it, I was like slowing down to 3-4 miles an hour trying to get up some hills. Say now it stays at around like 8 to 10 miles an hour on most reasonable hills. But it's definitely got the power that it needs. Second thing is, I'd say it turned this thing from more of a toy into something you can actually use to get around and you feel like you're making reasonable progress. 12 miles an hour versus going 18 miles an hour is really a big difference because, you know, obviously it's 50%, but you feel it more with the cars. You're able to go a little faster with traffic. I would just say, in a sense, when you're riding on the roads or things like that, it makes it a little bit more safe.
Oh my God, dude. That didn't work out.
So the downsides are, I think the braking is pretty much underpowered in it with when you hit really high speeds, especially going downhill. So I had a wipeout, which I kind of showed in my last video, or talked about in my last video, but you know, that's one thing to consider. I would also say if you're giving this to a child or a young person, probably don't upgrade it, because I think it makes it less safe unless you really are being responsible and know what you're doing. So I'd say better for adults to upgrade this than maybe like kids that are riding it, because it starts to get a little bit, you know, all right, you're going pretty fast, you know, you feel like you're moving, and I say the 12 miles an hour, you know, you're kind of like, all right, putting along, but you don't feel, it doesn't feel dangerous. You know, I have wiped out on this thing a few times, hitting curves and things like that. Anyway, overall, I'd say basically I do recommend it, because for me it really made a huge difference with the scooter. So if you got an ES2, upgrade it to an ES4, or if you've got nothing, just buy it straight out as an ES4, I would say, unless you are a child and you are not responsible. In terms of durability, I'd say there's two things that I'm not exactly happy with. One is tire wear on the front tire. As you can see here, it's pretty worn down flat, which makes for not great traction, especially in wet weather. I haven't tried to replace the tire. I'm not sure if I could like re-groove it myself just with some tools or something like that. The other thing that's more annoying, honestly, is wobble in this handle. So you can't really see it too much, but this thing wobbles back and forth like a few degrees, I would say. It just doesn't feel nice. It just makes you feel a little bit like out of control when you're riding it. I'm gonna try to see how I can fix that. It's just really because I ride the crap out of it. Ride it really hard. I like try to jump curbs and things, and you know, probably not as intended use or whatever. It became loose. So I don't know if I can either try to screw it down in multiple points, or maybe I can try to bend the metal back in place, or maybe put some shims in there, but that's going to be a topic for another video. All right guys, thanks for checking it out. Really appreciate you. Subscribe and like my channel, please. It definitely helps me trying to get to that 1,000 subs. All right, have a great day.